The latest chapter in the DDG and Halle Bailey saga kicked off with a courtroom clash that had fans buzzing. After their highly publicized breakup, Halle Bailey and DDG, whose real name is Darryl Dwayne Granberry Jr, found themselves locked in a legal fight over their son, Halo, born in late 2023. The split itself was messy. DDG's leaked texts hinted at lingering feelings, while Halle stayed mostly quiet, letting her actions speak louder. But when it came to Halo, silence wasn't an option, and the stakes shot through the roof. Halle filed for custody in early 2025, seeking full legal and physical control of their toddler. Court documents revealed her claim. She argued she'd been Halo's primary caregiver since day one, painting a picture of DDG as less involved, often tied up with his music career and social media antics. DDG didn't take it lying down. He countered with his own filing, pushing for joint custody and insisting he's been a hands-on dad despite their rocky split. The tension was palpable, with both sides digging in for a fight that promised to air plenty of dirty laundry. This wasn't just a private dispute, it was a spectacle. Fans tracked every move, from Halle's poised court appearances to DDG's cryptic ex-posts, dissecting what it all meant for Halo. The couple's history, once a fairy tale of young love and viral moments, had crumbled into a legal tug-of-war. By March 2025, the stage was set for a showdown that would test their resolve and reshape their public personas, with Halo caught in the middle of it all. After weeks of courtroom back and forth, the gavel finally came down in the Halle Bailey and DDG custody saga. On March 27, 2025, a Los Angeles family court judge handed Halle a decisive win, granting her full legal and physical custody of Halo. The ruling wasn't a total shutout. DDG got visitation rights, set for weekends and holidays, but it was clear who'd walked away with the upper hand. The judge's decision leaned heavily on Halle's evidence, siding with her claim that she'd been Halo's primary anchor since birth. Details from the ruling trickled out fast. The court noted Halle's consistent presence in Halo's life, from medical records to daycare logs, while DDG's involvement took a hit. His tour dates and social media grind were flagged as gaps in his parenting resume. His push for joint custody didn't sway the judge, who saw Halle's setup as the steadiest option for their 2-year-old. DDG's team had fought hard, but the leaked texts and his hectic schedule didn't help his case stick. Reactions hit like a tidal wave. Halle left the courthouse stone-faced, dodging cameras, while DDG took to X with a short "It is what it is" post that left fans speculating about his next move. Her supporters cheered the outcome, framing it as a mom putting her kid first. His camp grumbled about bias, insisting he'd been shortchanged. The verdict didn't just settle custody, it cranked up the volume on their public feud, with Halo's future now firmly in Halle's hands and DDG left to figure out his role from the sidelines. With the ink barely dry on the custody ruling, the aftermath of Halle Bailey's courtroom victory over DDG started shaking things up. Halle walked away with full custody of Halo, a win that solidified her as the main player in his life, but it didn't come without ripples. Sources close to her say she's relieved, focused on keeping Halo's world stable after months of legal chaos. She's stayed off social media since the verdict, letting the ruling speak for itself, though her inner circle hints she's ready to move past the drama and into a quieter chapter. DDG, on the other hand, isn't taking it quietly. His "It is what it is" ex-post was just the opener. Hours later, he dropped a cryptic freestyle on Instagram Live with lines like, "Took my fam, but I'll still stand," fueling speculation he's processing the loss through music. His fans rallied, flooding comments with support, while others trolled him for not stepping up sooner. Insiders say he's weighing an appeal, though his team's keeping tight-lipped about the odds. Losing primary custody stings, and it's clear he's not ready to let the narrative slide. The public split down the middle. Halle's fans see her win as justice, a mom doing what's best. DDG's loyalists argue he got a raw deal, caught in a system that favors the mother. X is a war zone. Posts praising Halle's strength clash with ones calling DDG a victim of circumstance. Beyond the fandom noise, this fight's shifted how both are seen. Halle's the poised victor, DDG's the scrappy underdog. The saga's not cooling off yet. Halo's custody might be settled, but the personal stakes are still sky high, and neither's backing down from the spotlight. The Halle Bailey and DDG custody battle isn't just a celebrity spat. It's a window into the messy collision of fame, family, and the legal system. Halle's win in court, securing full custody of Halo, closes one door, but cracks open a bigger conversation. She's young, barely 25, juggling a skyrocketing career with single motherhood, and this victory paints her as a force. someone who can hold her own under pressure. But it's not all triumph. The scrutiny's relentless, and every move she makes with Halo will stay under a microscope. For DDG, the loss cuts deeper than just visitation rights. At 27, he's built a brand on hustle and swagger, but this ruling dents that image. His music's always been personal. Expect tracks dissecting this chapter soon. But the question is whether he'll bounce back as the dedicated dad he claims to be, or lean into the done-dirty narrative his fans are running with. The courtroom exposed gaps in his story, and rebuilding that trust with Halo in the public won't be quick. This saga's also a wake-up call for celebs in the spotlight. Breakups are messy enough, but add a kid in a custody fight, and it's a whole new beast, especially when your life's already a headline. Halle and DDG's clash shows how fast love can turn to litigation, with every text, post, and court filing fodder for the masses. The legal wins Halle's, but the court of public opinion's still in session, and neither's walking away unscathed. This isn't the end. It's a pivot point, with Halo's future and their legacies hanging in the balance. The custody ruling might have settled things in court, but out in the wild of social media, Halle Bailey and DDG's fans are keeping the fire blazing. Halle's camp erupted in celebration after the verdict, flooding X with posts hailing her as a queen and a real mom who fought for Halo. They've got receipts, clips of her with Halo, court leaks proving her case, and they're not shy about rubbing it in. For them, this win's a slam dunk, proof she's the stable one, the parent who showed up when it counted. DDG's fans aren't letting it slide, though. They've turned X into a battleground, pushing back with their own spin. The system's rigged, Halle played dirty, and DDG's a dad who got screwed. They're sharing his old vlogs with Halo, pointing to moments he's been there, and calling out the judge for buying Halle's story too easy. Some even dug up those leaked texts, arguing she strung him along before pulling the custody card. It's less about facts now, and more about loyalty. His supporters aren't ready to see him painted as the loser. The clash is non-stop. Hashtags like #Halle1 and #Justice for DDG trend side by side with memes, hot takes, and straight-up shade flying both ways. Neutral fans are stuck picking sides or just watching the popcorn-worthy meltdown. This isn't just about who's raising Halo. It's a full-on stan war, each side rewriting the saga to fit their star. Halle's holding the legal crown, DDG's got the underdog grit, and the fans? They're making sure this drama's got legs for days. Standing tall and DDG licking his wounds, Halle's got full custody of Halo, a legal W that cements her as the one calling the shots for their son's future. She's kept it low-key since the ruling, dodging the spotlight while whispers say she's laser-focused on giving Halo normalcy after this circus. Her career's still humming, the Little Mermaid sequel's on deck, and this win might just sharpen her image as a powerhouse who can handle anything. DDG's not out, but he's down. Visitation's his consolation prize, and while he's got the mic to tell his side, expect a track or two about this soon, the loss stings. His ex-posts hint at acceptance, but that freestyle on Instagram Live says he's still raw. He's got a loyal fan base and a hustle that doesn't quit, so don't count him out yet. He could flip this into a comeback story if he plays it smart. Still, the optics aren't great. The court saw him as less than, and that's a hit he'll have to shake off. This tale's done for now, but it's left scars. Halle's the victor, DDG's the fighter, and Halo's the quiet center of a storm neither parent saw coming. The fan wars will simmer, the gossip will churn, but the real test is what they do next. Halle raising Halo solo, DDG proving he's more than the headlines. It's a wrap on this chapter. A breakup turned battlefield, a kid caught in the fray, and 2 stars redefined by a judge's pen. The saga's over, but the echoes? They're just getting started.